Hey, what's up everybody? My name's Kevin Jordan. I'm your host for Field Trippin'. In today's episode, I'm gonna be talking about the plant of the week. Now, this week's plant of the week is a special one to me because I grow them here at my home and at our school. And it's a great plant, so I'm gonna give you some clues and maybe a little mystery first. It's a shrub, it's deciduous, it's native to North America, it likes acidic soil. It actually has a beautiful fall color, kind of like mild, little small spring flowers, but it has delicious, wonderful, nutritious, healthy fruit in the summer. Some would even call it's a superfood or whatever, but it's actually just amazing food and a fruit that you can eat essentially, and you can grow them at home, just in a place where maybe you might want to grow a rhododendron or an azalea, or maybe even a place where you might want to grow a normal shrub or hedgerow. You can grow these plants there. Even a plant, you can put them by themselves in a pot. You can plant them all in a row together, like I mentioned. It's just a fantastic plant. I live in Northern California. Like I said, this plant is native to North America, but I do believe it grows outside of North America quite well if your weather conditions are similar to ours, because they like kind of cool winters, nice warm summers, and then there's a lot of different varieties now that can tolerate different situations and different growth environments. But what's nice about this plant is that it just grows great. It provides so much food and fruit for such a small plant. And actually, as they get older, they'll provide even more for your family. And what's this plant? What's this week's plant of the week? Let's go find out. There you have it. If you guessed blueberry, then you were absolutely correct. If you didn't guess that, that's okay. You probably didn't know. And now you know. So this week's plant of the week are blueberries. This variety here is the Misty. I like it because they grow super big and fat and plump. You can see a bee right there pollinating for me. And they're one of the first varieties to ripen in the late spring, early summer. Other varieties could be ripening throughout the summer. So if you actually have a home where you can grow enough of these, you might be able to mix in 2 or 3 varieties. You can hear the traffic behind me. So they're not too far from a main road here, but so they can tolerate the urban environment. But really, this is a spot where I think I had one little weak azalea growing from the previous homeowner. We pulled it out, transplanted it somewhere else, and now I have these 3 little wonderful blueberries here. And like I said, I'd recommend if you're gonna grow them at home, typically you want about 2, maybe even 3 per member of your household, but you get away with 2. Even 1 per member would be great. But if you want to have lots of fruit, 2 to 3 would be really, you'd have tons all summer. They freeze pretty well. The fruits, obviously the berries, but which, like I said, are a superfood and are just super duper nutritious. And I apologize for all the traffic, but I really wanted to show you how these ones, like I said, we're even in an urban environment, these plants do really well. Like I said, this spot right here gets pretty good sun, but what I like about it is it gets a little bit of shade in the hottest part of the day, especially in the summer when it gets really hot. These ones, if I don't keep them moist enough, I've noticed some burning and some drying up on the leaves. Same thing happens at our school if I don't keep them quite irrigated quite enough, and then sometimes in the hottest part of the summer, I'll notice a little bit of burning. But typically, if I keep them irrigated properly, that isn't too much of a problem. They do, like I mentioned before, they do like acidic soil, so you want to keep that in mind when fertilizing, when putting in your soil amendments. You want to make sure you're adding some acid to that soil into whether you're conditioning it in. Like when I planted these all got a bag or 2 of some azalea camellia mix, and so they've done pretty well. They've only been here for about I think this is like their 2nd full year here, maybe 3rd, 2.5. Yeah, maybe this the start or the end of their 2nd year, start of their 3rd. So they're doing pretty well. They'll get even bits nice as imagine when these get a little bit bigger, they're going to form a nice little spot where it'll be head high for me and lots of fruit for me and my family to enjoy. And so, like I said, this is a really good time of the year to plant your blueberries. You can get them at your local nurseries and garden supply centers. Like I said, research your varieties, because you might want to have all one variety, but I'd recommend actually growing 2 or 3 types just for the help of pollination, but also just spreading out your your harvest time, so you can have a longer harvest period. And like I said, they do freeze up well. You can eat them fresh. They're actually quite expensive when you buy berries in the store. Definitely worth the price for what you're getting, I suppose. But they can be quite expensive. So when it's nice to have something at home that would typically just be a little shrub area. Like I said, whether azaleas or a little hedgerow here, or boxwoods or whatever, I'd much rather have these. Now they're not going to be evergreen and get quite as filled in like a boxwood. But if you can handle them being a little bit dormant in the winter and not being quite so thick at first, then you're probably gonna be pretty pleased. Look at all those flowers there. Like I said, the flowers aren't super duper, they aren't known for their flowers, but they're actually quite pretty, really. There are little touches of pink in there with white. You can see they're really just kind of cool, like a bunch of little bells. And I've already noticed bees coming in here and pollinating for me. They're being quite nice and kind in that regard, and we really appreciate that. Although I'm sure that they don't even care. They're just doing their bee thing. But you can see each one of those will develop and ripen, mature into a fruit, a little berry, a little blue, like I said, a little fat blueberry. And I'll make a video on that later on to show you the harvest. Because even off three little small ones like this, you'd be pretty shocked at how much fruit these will put off. I guess, like I mentioned, we do grow these at our school, and we have many more than these. I think we maybe have like 18 to 20, give or take, and they actually do put off quite a bit, and we'll probably be planting more. Might be planting some thornless berries as well. But I'm just in love with growing blueberries. They're really actually really easy once you get them in, once you get them watered, and you know that they like, acidic situations, and you can do a little bit of light pruning as you go to either shape them or to control some of that growth. But I would recommend them highly to any home gardener. They're just so valuable to have. I mean, come on. And then as the years go by, if you take care of them, they're going to get bigger and fuller and more mature. And then all your friends and family that come over are just going to think you're just the coolest for hooking them up with berries. You can send people home with them. Like I said, you can freeze them and store them and do so many different things with them. I'm sure you guys watching could probably comment and teach me a million different ways to utilize a blueberry, but I just want you to grow them, grow your own, grow them at home. It's so much fun. So hey, I could go on and on about blueberries. Like I said, they're native to North America. These are the southern high bush varieties, and that's typically if you're gonna go to the grocery store and see some fruit, that's what they come from. There's also there's southern high bush, northern low bush. So there's a lot of different varieties, and within those two groups, there's many varieties in between and cultivars. So they're pretty cool. They're just a great plant. I highly recommend it, as you can tell. So from our garden to yours, happy gardening, best wishes, and get out there and go plant some blueberries. And you know what? And also not just that, if you liked or enjoyed this video or got a kick out of it, please like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to have you back and visit more and teach me a thing or two. I've already learned quite a bit from just the very meager amount of commenters. I've already learned quite a bit, and so I hope to learn more. That's really what we're here to do. We're all here to learn and share, and so I really love it when people learn and share back with me, and I appreciate that. So once again, go get yourself some blueberries, add them to your home garden. It's well worth the effort, and you can thank me later. All right, take care, y'all.